Hello guys, this is Earth, and for difference a bit compared to previous videos, where I was mostly trolling this masochistic group of people from Game Ranger. Today I'm coming with some serious commentaries on some very good 4 versus 4 CWB team battle. Um, okay, here this battle was played on my side with uh, as my allies 3 army members, me sport, and we had what factions, 2 SPQR Roman factions, 1 Seleucid Empire, 1 Armenian. Me and CTG had both standard full skirmish rosters with Romans, just I had 2 peasants with some lesser upgrades on archers, while he had 1 peasant. Stefan Dushan here had sort of similar to my Seleucid Empire army, where he have 4 GG Silver Shield pikemen, 2 Levy pikemen, 6 GG archers, 2 GG Greek cavalry, and 6 chariots. While Dark Grey here, it's Matem, he's having 6 GG archers, uh, 2 legionaries. Yeah, because pikes were better. Matem is playing sort of good of lately. He quite improved, but he needed a bit to work on his armies. He has 6 GG cataphracts and 2 G attack horse archers. And we did say good army, just it's better to have pikes instead of legionaries. Seemed that Dushan is about to hide his chariots. Yeah, I noticed it at the beginning of the battle. Yeah, we had quite good games that night, or to say at least interesting games, where me and Luke chased each other with the kills. Where I had 1020 kills with Grace, and he later had 980 kills with Trace. Um, then I think that we had some win as RB team against non-RB team, and then one 3 versus 3 game where my team fucked up, actually made CTG badly, so I was quite pissed and said that I'm going to rush from the start in this battle, knowing that this flank will be quite vulnerable against 2 Romes. So to say that, yeah, we had sort of slight faction advantage. I mean, to compare Armenia with Scythia is fair from and Parthia also, Seleucid Potus also, so it's sort of Carthage against Rome, so we have that advantage, which is not that big. So it's sort of fairish matchup to say. Our opponents were RB Hard, who is having a standard Scythian army with 6 GG archers, 2 G attack long range archers, 4 dogs, 6 GG maidens, and 2 G attack or GB of Scythian horse archers. Just horse archers. Here we have fella James F35A, the Jet Lover. Yeah, I noticed that he's obviously some old player using a different name, but for some reason he's playing very good. He's a very good player. For some reason he broke the rules here, where he's having 5 GG archers and it seemed 4 or 6 GG archers, if I can notice well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so 6 archers GG and 3 slingers GG, 2 horse archers also GG it seems. 1 peasant, 2 peasants, and 6 GG cataphracts. Here's Pontus Eloy Larry. He's having 5 chariots, 2 chariot archers with small amount of upgrades, it seems, and 1 Jevkev, GBSS or whatever, 6 GG archers, and it's in its 4 upgrades, bronze shield, 6 of them. Um, there's also Luke, a leading Carthage. He had here 6 Sacred Band infantry, 6 GB it seems Sacred Band cavalry, 2 GB Brown Shield cavalry, and 6 GG slingers. So at this point, as I said, I told to CTG that I'm going to rush from the start, because we definitely can do this on our flank here. So we will move very aggressively. Obviously, that Luke asked Pontus chariots on his flank, but then they will have advantage over Armenia unless Seleucus supports them. So Stefan Dushan noticed that well. You will notice here that I won't engage much in Arch War, because I know that with CTG, I told CTG immediately go in Arch War Parthia to entertain them and to help me against Scythia, so I won't lose many troops. Scythia noticed that very well, so yeah, Hart fled there with his cavalry, but he didn't use his dogs well and archers. Obviously his deployment wasn't the best, he realized that, but too late. So I simply removed these archers, a lot of them, or most of them, and yeah, I told her that she, like, okay, no need helping me anymore, let's focus on Parthia now. Luke also noticed that well, and with Pontus he started harassing Matum, and let's see who will, for now, we definitely quicker removed a lot of troops from on our flank than the opponent team did on there. I guess that Luke asked help of Pontus and it seemed some cavalry, because at this point we started threatening to Parthia as well. As long as my cavalry wasn't there, having Scythian army made some sense here with Parthian cavalry, but in either case, having all these missiles that we have with cavalry that will at one point group all of my cavalry will be a huge threat without chariots for the enemy team here. Here Matim actually did a really good job by avoiding a rush with a lot of his troops, so he lost only some of his missiles. Also, this is sort of very risky what Stefan Dushan is doing with chariots. But if I remember well, he will save them all. And at this point, yeah, we engaged Parthia, because Parthia was a bit slow with cataphracts to avoid, and then Parthia decided to engage. So yeah, we killed a lot of Parthian cataphracts. At this point, we had really huge advantage. All we needed to regroup. Now, what I wanted to say is that yeah, this was sort of tricky, but yeah, Stefan Dushan noticed that, and Matt managed to escape. Yeah, obviously that Matt improved greatly because he managed to preserve the the major part of his troops. Yeah, here Hart sort of noticed this cataphract, but I guess he was undecided here what to do, because missiles started shooting him, so whether to engage or to retreat, and then he sort of completely messed up and lost a lot of his maidens here. Yeah. At this point, all that we needed to do is to regroup and to surround, which we did both, and we had really huge advantage at this point. So this was very scholarship example of how should play it CW team battles. I mean, okay, teams were very good on both sides, to say. I mean, good at least. So it wasn't the highest quality amount of the CWB team battles, but definitely at least our team showed good chemistry. And what I really liked is that that's one of the basic things that many teams, even with elite players, don't execute well. Is that when one flank is really doing extremely well job, then another just simply need to retreat, no need to do anything special, just to survive and possibly to move toward us, so that the team that was winning on the other flank, it seemed that, yeah, that was harsh general shot here because it was fleeing. Um, when this flank, for instance, is doing very well, and to try these troops will be sort of winded or something, is good that another flank they don't do anything special and simply to retreat and try to connect with the other flank, so that these players won't run much actually, so that they can group where both will be winded and enemy team will be also winded if they will chase us. And they won't. If they won't, then we will simply rest till we are fresh. And noticing that our troops are sort of fresh, formed up. I ordered missile war. Yeah, he ordered to CTG to flank them completely, but obviously that he couldn't move all his archers there. This flanking was just enough. So all we need now is not to screw something really, really badly. Because we have huge advantage in mounted troops and missiles, so infantry edge is only on their side at the moment. Once more proof that infantry isn't that important, and when you have, well, where we had here, some 22 heavy cavalry units and only 4 light and 4 and 6 chariots, this is just more than enough to beat sort of any army that's infantry based, I mean enemy team. See, at this point Pontus was under heavy firepower of the our team. Well, what's with this fucking camera? And yeah, he decided to flee actually, to get for better positioning, I guess, because it felt threatened. Not even these charts can help much because of a bunch of our missiles. And I guess they wanted to rush in this flank, trying to cause mass rout on cavalry, chariots, and infantry. What's interesting, this turned to be a really good move, because it trapped a lot of chariots. Stefan Dushan had the best engagement, but all this slowed their rush there, while yeah, here starting mass rout, where me and CTG harassing their missiles, and this infantry will be really threatened and will simply rout on the charges, clearing these spikes and missiles. Their attack is going really slow there. Yeah, it seemed that the Romanian general died, or perhaps even not Seleucid. Because of the chain effect of mass rout, these infantry will simply be routing, and no matter these chariots and infantry and cavalry there, because of that momentum, me and CTG is simply stomping everything in front of us, cavalry, infantry, chariots. Our cavalry is not even feeling all these troops. Yeah, no, at this point, I moved for parking cavalry, but then noticed that Locke is charging. I want to load that my allies lose troops, that possibly that he caused mass rout there, so I'm returning and recharging together with CTG, mass rout on cavalry and infantry of the Carthage. Yeah, that would be it pretty much. I guess we can triple now. What we have alive is some Carthaginian, Pontic, and Parthian troops. this game is pretty much over. Let's see where they still live. I guess that Pontus had some unit alive. Or that was... who was that? Yeah, just doesn't matter. The game is practically over. And this was a clear victory, and the results of this battle. Um, what's here very interesting, and what I actually wanted to show is when I saw the amount of my kills, I was practically stunned. Like, the fuck is this? And yeah, that's what I wanted to show you, and this is the official, at least by the results that I have, official world record in CWB team battles kills. Previous one was also held by me. I think it was 1321. Some, I guess, well, now already 5 years ago. And now in 2021 they achieved 3045 kills, which is to say sort of average number of kills 31k, and in CWB it's quite hard to achieve. Yeah, also if you look at the numbers of my teams, I got more kills than all three of them, and if you count the number of kills of the opponent's team, also I had more kills than all four of them. So yeah, this was very interesting to see. What was quite surprising for me is that the perception of the numbers of kills you're getting. I mean, sometimes I just chase kills, and I'm quite sure that I'm passing 1k of kills. But then I see I have something like 600 or something. I don't know how. But here I really wasn't paying attention because I knew that I will have a high amount of kills, perhaps 1k or something like that, but really wasn't chasing them that much because I really didn't had such perception that this would be this amount of kills. Especially knowing that I was mostly fighting heavy troops and not just missiles. Practically the only missiles I went decisively to kill was these Kytian missiles. But then I fought against Parthian cataphracts, I fought against Pontic infantry, chariot archers, and in the end against Carthage cavalry, infantry, and even fucking chariots of Pontus. So and practically all of my units were on the fields. All 8 archers, all 2 peasants, all 8 cavalry, not even that much wounded, sort of 1/3 or even 1/2 of the units. It was just the momentum of mass routes, several momentums, first on Scythia, then on Parthia, then Pontus, eventually on Carthage, so on all 4 factions. And yeah, and this was pretty much amazing to see. Anyway, on old Rome Victor Forum, there we were keeping records. I mean, all kinds of from total records. The highest amount of kills in CWB team battles, in 31k team battles per general. Lowest amount of kills. Don't know the oldest battle, the longest battle, 1-1 or team game. The youngest member of the community, the oldest member of the community, and something like that. But then when came to splitting of the old Rome Victor clan on Iron Clan and new Rome Victor clan, Iron Clan, we decided that Iron Clan keep the old forum, and I don't know what they did with these records. But yeah, well, what I'd like to see is tracking new records on Rome Victor Forum. So if you have any results, or perhaps someone can have even bigger amount of kills, though I'd like that to be a legit game where clan players played and known players. Please share it with me because it's very possible that I may revive that thread. Yeah, I guess that this also sort of a bit reply to shit and geeks bullshit stories around. I mean, by all means, even here can be seen everything, not just to mentioning titles and tournaments, achievements, or don't know. Like for instance, they brought finally one team battle where they're beating us, like that Fagle guy or Nubo, with Tolga. Where in battles where Tolga participated with them, they had like 4 or 5 losses just before that against our members. So yeah, I guess that in their heads, one victory that they achieve against Arvi is much more important, and definitely proving that they are better than 5 our wins. So yeah, I guess that definitely one of your wins is worth enough as R5. Yeah, but I won't stick much to that. I hope that you guys enjoyed this battle, and I'll try to return with more interesting material on my YouTube channel as usual. Stay safe and see you soon. Bye bye.